toilets.
So guys, on Monday, June 21st, 2021, Year of Allah, the Supreme Court ruled that the NCAA, which, what does this stand for? The National Collegiate Athletic Association, cannot prohibit its member schools from giving the athletes like little perks, I guess gifts like laptops and crap like this. Okay, why is this important? Why is this important? What these little putrid cretins have been getting away with this college sports stuff is really one of the most disgusting, putrid, decrepit, congealed things that I ever seen.
Congealed.
And a lot of people are saying on Reddit, on Pinterest, they're saying that these people who are profiting from these athletes and not paying them, like these coaches who take millions of dollars and all these colleges should be, this is not me. This is what they're saying on Reddit, that they should be tossed face first into the same jail cell as the same one that McAfee died in, they're saying. I find that, this is reporting from David Sirota in late 2020, but just listen to this. Listen to the insanity, the absolute booga-blacka of this. A new study from researchers at Northwestern University, University of Chicago, and blah, 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 found that if Congress permitted Division I college football and basketball players to form a union and collectively bargain for the same revenue share as professional athletes, on average, each college football player would receive $360,000 per year. And each basketball player would earn nearly $500,000 per year.
Disgusting.
Instead of paying the people who actually do the thing, run around, and honestly risk their bodies, they could get injured, battered all around the head from playing these sports balls. These players, who it's the only reason anybody comes to watch these games, these players are making a beautiful sacrifice so that these coaches can get multi-million-dollar pay packages. And the argument they give is like, well, these college players, they get the beautiful, beautiful thing of they get to go to college, though. That amount, the researchers note, the two amounts that I just read you, how much they should be getting paid, is significantly higher than the current average value of full scholarships these athletes are currently receiving. Indeed, they find that less than 7% of football and basketball revenues go to pay scholarships and living expenses. Oh, my sweet God.
Disgusting. It is disgusting.
So this same study notes that as unpaid players have generated bigger and bigger revenues, people filing in to stare at these guys who are really good at doing sports, as they have generated bigger and bigger revenues, more and more of this, coaching salaries have grown substantially along with athletic department budgets. But so they get this, and the players don't even get that. They get this. So you're probably already like, wow, this whole thing is
disgusting.
It gets worse. So not only are these decrepit, rotten, crypt keeper-esque little feudal Lord Fauntleroys pulling a little scam, which, by the way, calling this a scam is putting it very, very mildly and nicely. Very, very, very delicately and nicely, because there's a much more honest historical perspective we could take on this, which I'm not going to go into because it's
disgusting. It is disgusting.
And it's also
weird.
So during the pandemic thing, as I call it, this is what these people were up to. Dispute over measure on suing colleges. The Republican Senate is moving toward making it harder for students and workers to sue colleges if they contract the coronavirus. Okay, so there's that. While at the same time, Senators Ben Sasse of Nebraska and Marco Rubio, who's going to show up in this story again, that little puppet-looking Marco Rubio of Florida, along with Ohio Rep. Jim Jordan and blah, 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 are pressing for the show to go on. Trump and several Republican members of Congress are pushing universities to save the college football season as coronavirus dampens hope for the sport this fall. Play college football, he tweeted. In other words, we're going to make it less likely that these colleges are going to put in safety regulations in place because, well, why? Who cares? You can't get in trouble. Demand they get back to playing football and not pay them. And give all this to these multi-million-dollar coach packages. And whatever fancy pants at the college is guzzling down the rest. So these athletes are generating bajillions of dollars for these idiots to pocket. These goofy coaches.
Guys being dudes.
And these goofy college administration dorks and all these idiots. And they can't even be bothered to put in safety regulations during the pandemic to keep these people safe.
Disgusting.
Believable. So here comes, back into the story, a character who was in here earlier. A lot of people call him on various social media platforms. A lot of people on Steam and AOL and NetZero, they call him a puppet-looking ass motherfucker. Marco Rubio. Here he comes again. This is in June of 2020. Marco Rubio's Fairness in Collegiate Athletics Act is anything but what its name implies. The bill leaves it to the NCAA rather than to individual state legislatures to determine the extent to these rights. Would allow the NCAA to determine what types of deals to allow. So it's basically just like giving them all the power. The people who already have all the power and are already doing that and not giving the players even that, he's throwing them even more power. In addition, so it doesn't even stop there, Senator Rubio's bill, depending on the interpretation, might hurt college athletes in another important way. Although drafted somewhat ambiguously, one might argue that Section 4B of the bill, which states that, quote, no cause of action shall lie or be maintained in any court against any intercollegiate athletic association based on enforcement of the previous section, might prevent college athletes from filing antitrust lawsuits against the National Collegiate Athletic against the NCAA. So he's basically trying to preempt spoiler alert, what's probably going to happen now. So this guy was basically fighting against the athletes ever getting that. And I think this is part of the reason why a lot of people on Facebook are calling him a puppet-looking ass motherfucker. It's sick. And it's also
weird.
And I want to remind you, again, the guy who a lot of people call a puppet-looking motherfucker, named this bill the Fairness in Collegiate Athletics Act, which it's the exact opposite of, because it's not fair at all. It's giving all the power to the NCAA and against these students, these athletes, from actually making any money. So the ruling from the Supreme Court on Monday, which started off this whole segment, on Monday, June 21st, 2021, year of Allah, again, all praises due to him, the Supreme Court ruled the National Collegiate Association, NCAA, cannot prohibit its member schools from giving the athletics little gifts and perks. And this ruling really opens the door for them to sue again and say, we deserve to be paid. And also, you can't prohibit us from forming unions, and so on, etc. And weirdly enough, or not so weirdly if you think about it for a second, which we'll get into in a second, but well-known crazy guy, and also Supreme Court guy, Brett Kavanaugh, this is what he wrote about this decision, and this was a unanimous 9-0 decision. The NCAA couches its arguments for not paying student athletes in innocuous labels, but the labels cannot disguise the reality. The NCAA's business model would be flatly illegal in almost any other industry in these beautiful United States of America. So that's Brett Kavanaugh. How do you call him? Brett Kavanaugh. That's Brett Kavanaugh. He says that. And it's looking like this little putrid feudal system that these decrepit colleges have created hopefully will be, and it's looking like will be flushed down the toilet forever. These things this whole little arrangement that should have never existed in the first place, and which is flatly
disgusting.
And hopefully these college athletes will get the payment they deserve. And it could stop being very similar to, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're not going to take it there, are we?
Why?
And Kavanaugh went on and on and on about this in his little court. What do they call it? Little court writings that he did. Went on and on ad nauseum, going like this. He was giving us his
Political views.
for lots of words, lots of paragraphs. And I think part of the reason, if we're going to be really cynical and try to look right through this, I think part of the reason is that lots and lots of people were starting to catch on to this and being real disgusted by this.
We talk about that all the time. I think it is one of the craziest fucking scams in all of money that college sports are.
It's unbelievable.
They're making so much money off those kids.
When you watch those things, every single person's getting paid.
Everyone.
You know, everybody's getting paid.
Except the best players in the world.
The guy who created the system, right, who like formed the NCAA, later when he left, he compared it to plantation.
I mean, this is such blatant, disgusting, decrepit. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to say it, but you know it. You're thinking it. This kind of exploitation is so blatant and so naked that they know they got to get rid of this, because otherwise I think people are going to start asking a lot of other questions about other stuff. That's what I think a lot of this is about. They want to get this done. It's in all these creeps like Kavanaugh and all these weirdos, Epstein weirdos, interest to just get this thing over with really quickly and get these guys paid. I live pretty closely. I live pretty close to the University of Texas in Austin. And a lot of these people, they wander over downtown to see these games, these football games. They wander over with their little shirts, the absolute worst colored shirt, the worst color ever imagined. They wander downtown. They waste all day doing this crap. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm gonna go drive down there from now on with like Alex Jones from Waking Lifestyle.
I don't know about you, but I'm concerned with what's happening in this world. I'm concerned with the structure. I'm concerned with the systems of control.
Speakers on top of my car and say, hey, you know they don't pay these people, right? You know what you're watching. You know, it's a little too close, guys. You really want to go watch this? Gonna support this? Idiots, go home. Go home now. And I'll just keep yelling at them to go home. Well, anyway, good luck to these athletes on their inevitable lawsuits, and I will see you later. Hey everybody, and thanks so much for watching this video. Like all the other YouTube and podcast perverts, I now have a Patreon. Every week on this Patreon, I'm uploading 2
exclusive
Patreon exclusive shows. They're like real shows, more produced, more edited.
a behind-the-scenes show where I reveal all my secrets, and a show where we go deep on an important topic that you will want to know about. Also, you get the daily and complete live show audio-only feeds. And at the top level, for only 25 bones, you can become a producer. These people that you're seeing right here make this program possible. Without them, nothing. It goes right in the toilet, right in the toilet and in the trash, and we set it on fire. It's these people who make it work. So please, for Christ's sake, become a patron. Bye-bye, love you.